President Trump not backing down in his Amazon feud. Watch this.
The post office is losing billions of dollars, and the taxpayers are paying for that money because it delivers packages for Amazon at a very below cost. And that's not fair to the United States. It's not fair to our taxpayers. Amazon is going to have to pay much more money to the post office.
Well, the accuracy of that claim is debatable, but how far will the president go in this battle? Let me ask Fox News politics editor Chris Stirewalt, who is here. Welcome back to the show, Chris.
Ma'am, happy Tuesday.
And happy Tuesday to you as well. Thank you so much. It felt like Wednesday, and then I was a little all day. All right, let's talk about this, because on one hand, Amazon has found a way to get the cheapest shipping possible by jumping through government loopholes through this communistic system that is the United States Postal Service. So the president should say, hey, good job, or they negotiated a great deal. Either way, it seems like the president should have a little more props in his bag.
Well, but if the goal is to harm Amazon, if it's to hurt the company, it doesn't matter whether it's true or not. It doesn't matter. Those things don't matter. What matters is trying to hurt Amazon. And their stock price, certainly for a time, reflected that. And if he's trying to punish Jeff Bezos, if he's trying to hurt Amazon, you know, this kind of rhetoric can help a little bit.
Do you think that's what he's trying to do?
I don't know what he's trying to do. Look, Donald Trump never said that he was a conservative in this way, and he definitely does favor government interventions and government planning as it relates to the American economy, picking winners and losers, as Republicans used to call it. If he wants to bridle the tech sector, if he wants to pull back on online commerce and try to prop up brick and mortar retail, if he thinks that's the best thing to do, it's within a worldview. It's certainly within a worldview that he has outlined in his political career, that's something that he falls within the purview of his worldview, and that's what he says. Now, the question is, would Republicans, especially conservative Republicans, support him in an effort to rig it against Amazon in that way?
No, because I don't think you can put the toothpaste back in the horse, unfortunately. and you know, I come from a place in southern Indiana that used to have a very sweet Main Street. And since I was a kid, my dad would point out, like, these businesses are dying. These towns, unfortunately, are dying. And what becomes of them? I don't know if we can go back to that idyllic version of the small towns that we grew up knowing and loving. I would like to think on some level we can, if we do have broad economic prosperity and people get creative with their choices and their nostalgia. I think that's the only way to do it. I think shutting down the evolution of our economy, that's a much greater and more unrealistic task. And I think the president has to possibly acknowledge that.
I don't think he has to acknowledge diddly squat. I think it comes down to, for him, he feels grievance against Amazon, and it's something that he thinks either works for his voters or helps him in a grudge match with Jeff Bezos, who he's obviously had a bugaboo about for a long time in the Washington Post. And the other thing is, Jeff Bezos is richer than Croesus. There's Donald Trump rich, and then there's Jeff Bezos rich, and he's off in that strategy. Yeah, I'm sure it's very frustrating, and I'm sure it's very frustrating when the Washington Post keeps saying mean things about you, and on and on and on. In the end, I am going to assume in this case that this will add up to nothing and this will just be rhetoric. But these do become testing moments for conservative Republicans, which is, even when it's in favor of your own team, are you willing to
They have to ask themselves, what do we believe? They don't have the answer quite yet. Chris Stirewalt, thank you so much.